Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, DL Paranormal. Today I'll be discussing one of the haunted pubs that are in London, one of many that are in London, called the Grenadier pub in Belgravia, London, SW1. I visited this pub with a friend of mine in 2018 and I'll tell you a little bit about the pub and its history and so forth. The pub is tucked away on a cobble street in Belgravia, SW1, a very small side street, cobblestones, steps going up to the pub on both sides, and you'll be greeted by a red door. As you go into the pub, the first thing you'll notice is the banknotes attached to the ceiling of this pub, all over the top of the ceiling of this pub. Now, the story goes that there was soldiers in the upper quarters of this pub from Duke of Wellington's soldiers, and the basement was used for drinking and gambling, also by Duke of Wellington soldiers. Now the story goes that one of the soldiers in the basement in 1718 gambled a lot of money, and apparently he lost a bet. So the other soldiers around him got very, very angry, took him up to the top level of the pub, beat him severely, and he died from his wounds, and he was also thrown back down into the cellar. Now the story goes that when you go into the pub, basically the sort of scenario is that when you go in there, you ask the barman if you can basically place one of the banknotes on the ceiling out of respect for the gambler who lost his life in 1718. A lot of people have visited the pub from around the world and have put banknotes over the ceiling from all around the world: Australia, America, New Zealand, Africa, Poland, and all countries like that. So in 2018, me and my friend, basically, we was in a pub having a few drinks. We didn't experience anything paranormal per se, but nonetheless, it was a good night out in one of the haunted pubs in London, the Grenadier. So I asked the barmaid if I could put £5 on the ceiling, and she said I can put it on there myself, or they can do it for me. So I said they can do it for me because obviously I was entertaining my guest. This pub is a very small pub. It does get busy, but if you manage to get a seat, then it's well worth the visit. The food is fantastic. The hospitality is fantastic. It is an amazing small little pub with such history. You know, it's got a lot of history on the walls, a lot of trinkets around on the ceilings and on the walls and stuff like that. So it's well worth a visit. But apparently, the story goes that things have been like fallen over, glasses have been moved and so forth and stuff like that. So we didn't experience it in 2018. Unfortunately, it wasn't, because apparently the story goes that in September of any year, the year that he died, is supposedly the most haunted times to visit that pub. So if anyone is interested in the paranormal and would like to go to a pub for a drink, I highly recommend the Grenadier pub in SW1. And for a fun-filled night with your friends, and who knows, you might come across some paranormal activity, you might not, but at the end of the day, it's a beautiful little pub tucked away, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, so that's a little story about the Grenadier pub in London, one of the most haunted pubs in London. Tomorrow I'll be doing other stories about other locations in London that are haunted. Please like my video, and if you do, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification, and you'll be notified of other videos that I do in the future. Thank you very much for watching my channel, DL Paranormal.